Hello guys and welcome to the Surfing Connoisseur. This is my look at the Odysea Catch Surf Stump. So guys, as you can see, this board is currently in a wrapper with all its labels and packaging and everything on. So this isn't a review as such, this is more like an unboxing type video. I just want to show you guys what it's like because I personally didn't see much of these boards and was so happy when I finally saw one in a shop that I wanted to share with you what they're like. No, they're not proper surf. Are they proper surfboards? I don't know. I don't want to offend them and say they're not, but let's face it, it's soft, it's more bodyboard material than surfboard material. It's certainly not epoxy and resin and things like that. The nearest thing I can describe it to is a bodyboard. They come in various colours. This one's obviously like a pale blue type thing. The best part of this one being the Jamie O'Brien model, which you can maybe see there, get a close up on that for you. It comes with this awesome graphic on the bottom, which is far too bright for the coast I surf on, which is exactly what I want. You also get the Jamie O'Brien logo right down here. It feels like that's a sticker that's actually on the board. This Catch Surf one here, on the other hand, is a sticker which you can take off and do what you want with. As you'll also see, it is the quad fin option. You've got the little brand design down here, like you'd get on a surfboard with a little logo telling you what it is. This here is just a sticker. Then there are fin plugs. They're actually in. They're special fins for this board. You don't use FCS or Futures, you actually get them with the board. 2 seconds, I'll grab them so you can see. Here's what you get in the box. As you'll see, quad, stump, that's what we've got. That was the fin key. It's okay, it's fairly standard, you don't need to see that. The actual fins themselves, I believe they describe them kind of comically high performance fins. The sort of thing that maybe Futures and FCS might call their fins. Whilst they're not high performance, I see where they're coming from. They're not just like crappy plastic things. Well, they are plastic, but they're not crappy. They are kind of shaped like proper fins. They seem pretty cool, and it's cool for the board. They're not as sharp as some fins. One thing I hear a lot of guys, I mean where I surf you don't tend to have lifeguards anyway, so it's not too much an option, but I've heard that these boards are great if you're in certain areas of America where you have to have either plastic fins or no fins to be in certain areas. And these fins are a lot safer, which is good because if you're on this type of board, you're probably a beginner or you're going to be messing around on it. So soft fins are definitely going to lower the risk of injury if you are messing around. They are, however, as you can see, a pretty standard shape. Normal shaped, flat on the insides. We've been a quad fin setup, you've obviously got the larger front fins, the smaller trailers. And all the fins, I don't know if this will come up very well on camera, I'll maybe try and film it afterwards to get some close-up pictures. They all have little images on them, which are quite cool, just the Catch Surf design. I'm sure it's not great for the actual aerodynamics, hydrodynamics, probably hydrodynamics. It's going to be hydrodynamics in the water, isn't it? It's definitely hydrodynamics. But again, if you're on a board like this, you're not trying to make out of massive barrels at pipeline. You're just messing around, I guess, unless you're Jamie O'Brien and you do take boards like this out of pipeline, because on their channel, on his website, on the Red Bull series, you've probably seen him riding this or similar boards. So just a little more about this board itself. This, as I said at the beginning, is the Stump, the Jamie O'Brien model, which I believe all that does is change the graphics on the board. It comes in thruster or as quad. As I said, I've got the quad. As you'll see on here, it's a fairly wide tail, so it's going to give you quite a lot of speed, which again, for this board, that's what I want. It's got a leash plug in it already, which you can't see too much because of the plastic, but you don't have to drill through or anything yourself like you would if you bought a bodyboard. Saves you having to do that. The board comes in at 5 foot, 21.5 and 2.5. I'm 6'1", so that gives you a kind of bit of a scale as to height of the board. Odysea Catch Surf on their website described this as the brother of the log. The log is the longboard model of theirs. This is essentially it chopped in half and slightly redesigned, obviously. And as you can see, and you will know from the measurements I just gave, 21.5 is pretty damn wide. I mean, look, it's taking up the whole camera lens there. You can hardly see anything but board. It is pretty wide. 2.5 is pretty chunky. It's actually got 36 litres of volume. It's going to be great for people like me who have weak arms and are shit at paddling. It's also going to be great for people on smaller days surfing, and that's what I got this for. Although I'm really tempted to take it out in some slightly bigger shore break type surf. I come from a bodyboarding background. I still go surfing with my brothers and my dad all the time who still bodyboard. And when we're on the shoreys, I've got to say, having a big 6-foot chunk of fiberglass go round and over the falls with you is pretty scary. Having this has to be a lot more comforting. I'm really keen to get it tried out on that type of surf. I'm unsure how well this will come across on the camera, but as you can see, there's a bit of rocker up in the nose, bit in the tail. The rails give you a close-up on. They're not really standard surfboard rails. They just go flat, straight into a curve, all the way down. They don't really sharpen off at the bottom, although it does get narrower, so I imagine that's going to help it hold the face. Like I said at the start, this isn't a surfboard as such, but because it's designed by Californian surfers from San Clemente, they have given some thought into how it's designed. It's not just some corporate company who have knocked together a foam board to sell to tourists. From the surfing that Catch Surf put on their YouTube channel, which by the way I'll link below because they put some awesome videos on there, you can surf properly on these boards. I'm really keen to see how difficult it is though, because guys like Clarny Rob and Jamie O'Brien make it look far too easy, and I'm sure it can't be that easy. The final important specification that you're probably going to want to know is that this board has 3 maple stringers running through the board, which is probably quite good when I think back to my bodyboarding days again. I used to crease boards quite a lot, doing drop knee and just laying on them. So if this was stringerless, you'd probably find it bending, creasing and snapping pretty easily. That said, those stringers add quite a lot of weight. This isn't a light board. You'd think maybe from when you pick bodyboards up, and this is only, maybe the height of two bodyboards, but it's narrower at the nose. It definitely took me by surprise by how much it weighs. It's quite heavy. Definitely try and get down to one of your shops and investigate these and see them in real life. I can't wait to surf it. When I do, I will put a video on my channel, a proper review video. If you want to see that, click that little circle thing there, and that will subscribe you to my channel so you can see that and any other future videos I put up. If you've enjoyed this video, please press like, and if you'd like to see more like it, I've previously done an unboxing video for a GoPro mouth mount, which I will link up here. Any questions about this board, guys? If you've surfed it and got thoughts, I would love to know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.